Hello, I'm the Jody Saver and welcome back to my channel. So this is my October 2023 mortgage overpayment update. So I'm on a mission to be financially free in 2 years time. I'm doing that in several different ways. I'm investing regularly every month. I'm regularly overpaying our mortgage balance, hopefully to bring it down to zero as quickly as possible. And I'm trying to build up a passive income alongside it, so I can really supercharge my way to financial freedom. Just before I start and get into the main numbers, just to flag, I'm not a financial advisor and anything I do say shouldn't be considered as financial advice. This is my own personal finance journey, which I'm charting for my own tracking purposes and also to connect with people on this YouTube community who are on similar journeys. For people who haven't been on this journey with me over the past year and a bit, so in 2022 I really started making strides with making overpayments with my partner. So we were regularly overpaying by around £1,000 a month, and in last year alone, so 2022 alone, we overpaid by just under £11,000. As you'll see in this video, the overpayments have tailed off a bit. There's a few reasons for that, which I'll go into, but I'm really wanting to build up momentum with this again. It's something I'm really passionate about, and with interest rates as they are, where they, in the UK, I think the bank rate is 5.25%. Maybe it's been held out this week. The mortgage rate that I'll be going on to in a few years, once my fix is up, it will be an increase in interest. So the more I can drill down my balance, my mortgage balance, the better the interest I accrue will be. It may not change the rate, but it will change the sort of absolute value of interest that gets accrued on the mortgage. Anyways, enough waffling. I'll give a bit of an overview of where we were at the time of the last video and then what's happened since. So the last time I gave a mortgage overpayment update was for March 2023. That was the first month since the start of 2022 where I hadn't made any overpayment. There was a few things in my personal life, good things I should say, that I had to pay for. So there was a few once in a lifetime experiences that came up, and I didn't want to sacrifice doing them for overpaying the mortgage. I wanted to make the most of those opportunities, which I did. But that meant that the overpayments went to the side. I didn't make any overpayment. And for me, as soon as I broke that habit, as soon as I stopped having accountability by posting these regular videos, it meant that I just stopped overpaying overall. And it was really hard to build up that momentum. So you'll see that in the months ahead. And my aim, even if it's just £1, is to regularly overpay each month and build and keep up that momentum. Because I think when you've got that momentum, it's much easier to make it snowball and get bigger. So where were we in April? So we start with just over £115,000 in the mortgage balance. The standard payment was just under £510. As I touched on, I'm really fortunate that at the moment we have a very low interest rate on our mortgage. We did a 5-year fix and it's currently 1.16% interest rate. Obviously that's not going to be for a long term. I think it's in 2 years time we're going to be refixing and remortgaging, and I anticipate that the mortgage rate then, maybe that we're jumping up to maybe a 4 or 5% mortgage rate. So we're going to be paying a lot more in interest than we currently do. So in April, £0 is what we overpaid, which wasn't great. And then the interest accrued was £110. Now these are proxy figures, because I wasn't in the habit of regularly checking my mortgage balance each month. It meant I didn't capture the monthly interest that accrued on the mortgage. So what I've had to do is just estimate what that monthly interest was based on what the total interest is at the moment. Hopefully that makes sense. I've got a tendency to waffle and then not make sense. So yes, if you've got any questions about that, then just drop them in the comments below. And then the end balance, which is starting balance, standard payment, minus your overpayment. Sorry. Starting balance minus the standard payment minus the overpayment and plus the interest, it gets to £114,606. So I've under the £115,000 now. So I celebrate every time we reduce the mortgage balance by £1,000, because to me that's quite significant, because I think, wow, I've only got 114 lots of them to do before we are mortgage free, and that's our aim, is to be mortgage free. So the balance paid off in the month was £400, which is pretty good, because even if we don't overpay, we knock £400 off the mortgage balance, which is brilliant. So May was a pretty similar story. We didn't overpay anything, and the balance reduced to £114,207. June, so this is when I started being conscious of the fact that we were really not overpaying anything, and I just sent on £25 to my mortgage overpayment. So that was good. What I was trying to do was build up momentum, but July, it was getting into the summer months, and I didn't overpay anything. Didn't overpay anything for August, and the balance at the end of August was £112,918. September 2023 was, we started with £113,000. 510 was the standard payment, and then actually I was trying to build up a bit of momentum, so I sent on £90 to the mortgage provider as an overpayment, and that meant that the balance was £112,493. And then October, trying to build momentum again, overpaid by £131. And the balance as it currently stands is £111,963. So again, under another £1,000 threshold. For me, what I'm trying to do is balance my savings, my investments, and how much I'm overpaying. I think one of my reflections on last year was that because we are so focused on overpaying the mortgage, we didn't build enough in our emergency funds, and I'd stopped doing investing, which is also important to me. So I'm trying to, going forward, have a balance between the three of them. And I post these videos on my channel as well about, investing in through the Vanguard platform, about building up an emergency fund, because it's really important to me at the moment of my financial journey that I have some balance. So what do the figures look like? And I'll just move it down. So we started the year with £117,000 on the mortgage. The contractual payments that we pay to our mortgage provider, so these are the fixed ones that I don't really have any say over, is £5,096. And then our overpayment to the mortgage was £1,227. Of course, that's a far cry from the total figures we made last year, but I've got to acknowledge that things change, and I'm trying to balance it out with investing and savings. So I can't just look at this in isolation. I've got to look at the big picture. And then the interest accrued on the mortgage is £1,101, which is really small. When me and my partner started having a mortgage a few years ago, the interest that was accrued in the year was just under £5,000, and now it's £1,100. So probably by the end of the year, it'll probably work out that we are sort of £3,000 to £4,000 better off interest rise than we were a few years ago, which is great. And then the end balance was just under £112,000, and it means the balance paid off so far this year is £5,222. So let me go to the final figures that I'll show. So the percentage that we've paid in 2023, so the percentage that we paid off the mortgage in 2023 is 4%. And the big figure, and this is what snowballs and mounts up each month when we overpay, is the total overpayments that we've made so far, which is £21,467. Now that is a figure I am so proud of. If you ask me tomorrow to come up with £21,000 and pay it off the mortgage, I wouldn't be able to do it. But because we did it regularly, month on month, bit by bit, it's all built up over the years. And I'll do a video on this about how much potential in interest that we are saving from overpaying. But if I just multiply that, so I'll do it 2-1. So I'll do it on my current mortgage rate, which is 1.16%. So each year, the impact of me not having that balance on my mortgage is an interest saving of £249. And at a higher interest rate, so say I remortgage on a 4% rate, it's £859 that's saved in interest. Now you can imagine that's per year. My mortgage is set to continue. If I don't pay it off early, it's set to continue for another 20 odd years. So you can imagine what's 858 times 20. Yeah, that's potentially £17,000 in additional interest payments that I've saved by overpaying the mortgage in the way we have. They're rough calculations. What I'll do in an upcoming video is just go through some scenarios about how much we potentially saved in interest payments by overpaying. But yeah, that's my video for October 2023. I'm definitely going to be continuing these videos every single month. It's something I'm really, really passionate about. It's a journey I enjoy being on, overpaying. For me, I want to make sure that my money does as much as possible. So I don't want to fritter money away. I want to spend money on great experiences, but I also want to spend money on investing, overpaying, doing things that's really going to help my future self. Just to flag, one of the ways I'm trying to make additional income is by, I'm trying to sell digital products on Etsy. One of the digital products that I'm selling is this mortgage overpayment spreadsheet. It's quite a simple spreadsheet, but I find it quite effective at tracking my own journey. I've had a few people message me previously about can you send a photo? Can I buy this spreadsheet? Can you send it? Well, actually, at the moment, it's on Etsy. The link's down below for my Etsy store. It's £2.40, I believe. So I think that's quite a reasonable price. As I said, it's a simple spreadsheet. If you think the price point is wrong, let us know and I can see about reducing it. I haven't got any sales at the moment, but it'd be brilliant if, I want to create digital products that people find useful. So if there's a digital product, something that you would find useful to use, then do let me know and I can go about trying to create it. I think I would love to be able to, as a side, create digital products that people use, people buy, and then that money can go, once I pay tax on it, could go to overpaying my mortgage, and it could really supercharge my mortgage overpayment journey. I'll pause there. As always, if you're on a similar journey, if you've got any comments, any thoughts, drop them in the comment box down below. I love hearing from people on similar journeys. I find it very inspiring when someone comments and says they've been on an overpayment journey and they're very close to paying off their mortgage. That's what I love hearing. I've had some really great comments of people saying that me charting my own journey on this has helped them along the way. It's given them that motivation, and I think that's just brilliant feedback to have. I find posting on YouTube really great because in real life there's quite a, not everyone will be enthused by talking about mortgage overpayments, but there's a community on YouTube where people are really focused on it, really focused on personal finance, and I think it's really great. So yes, I'll see you on the next video. I do like a waffle, so apologies as this is dragged on. Hopefully the next video will be a bit shorter because I'll just be covering 1 month. If you want to keep up with other adventures on my channel, investing, trying to build up a passive side income, emergency funds, general thoughts about money, then subscribe to this channel. I'm also trying to post regular blog updates on my blog, which is thejodiesaver.blogspot.com, so follow along there if you want. And I'm also on Instagram, but I'll stop waffling and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.